I wasn't really in the mood to do this, but I just got pissed off at something and it triggered me. There was a comment. Of course, the comedian just recently lost his son, and to some street races or whatever the case may be. But yeah, somebody asked the question whether it was genuine or not. Whether they were, I don't think they was trying to be funny, but some people just really don't know, and maybe they don't choose the best times to ask or whatever the case may be. But asking, who was the person, who was the comedian who lost it, and sometimes they genuinely just want to know. They got the questions or whatever. But everybody wants you to just like conform to uh choosing choosing to ask, or basically not ask at all. They don't want you to ask no questions at all um on the time that's fitting for them, and then they go in to start to bully you and just doing all kind of crazy stuff, saying all type of crazy stuff to you, telling you what you could have did and what you okay, well, that person didn't do that. Why don't you use that energy that you got to invest it in towards them, redirect it towards them real tyrants that's out here, somebody that's really trying to do something evil? Because I don't think asking a simple question is evil. It could be stupid, it could be a little remedial, but it's not. I don't think it's evil. But anyway, just came down hard on that person, and it just triggered me to think and be reminded of how, again, I mentioned this so many times before, in my neighborhood and stuff, not respected. um y'all feel some type of way again because nobody, I'm not doing what y'all are doing. I'm going at my own pace. I'm not trying to keep up with y'all. I'm in the same or similar location as y'all, and you sitting there wondering, well, how did she get here, or how is she here if she's not doing it like we're doing? I don't got to. And y'all need to stop doing people like that, because then it's so funny, because at the opposite extreme, if that person was to die, or in my case, honey, they probably don't care now, but if you just heard a story on the news and that person died and it's something tragic, your emotions automatically kick in, like, oh, that's so sad. But if you feel like you think you know this person personally and up close and personal, or whatever the case may be, then a lot of times some of them people have contributed to shit, what in some cases what could have killed the person, or what could have broke the person's spirit and stuff like that. And so that's my thing. Like, I'm just so tired of bully mentalities. It starts off as a mentality, then it goes off into words, then it goes off into actions if it's not addressed. So just going on record, saying from the horse's mouth, same person been posting all these videos and stuff. Of course, my voice don't never change up. None of my neighbors have respected me. My voice is like their relatives, because I don't really claim that bloodline for my boys. But they didn't respect me. They've thrown rocks, hid their hands. They've at first denied my children. That was the first thing, one of the first things that happened. That was one of the first things. They denied my children. Then they lied on me. They let people continue believing the lies. They said I disrespected somebody in their bloodline, one of the so-called elderly members, and she went on and let it keep on going and spiraling out of control. Um, they lied and kept saying that I called the authorities on them all the time. Gosh, and this spiraled from the fact that they denied my sons, and when I went and got the paternity, and they lied to their dad. Well, they try to convince their dad that my kids wasn't his, and that I was out here doing other stuff. And then when it came out to be true that my kids was, of course, they never apologized. Nobody apologized. Nobody did anything like that, and nobody even acted like family. So I took that as, hey, y'all don't want my kids a part of anything. That's fine. We can keep them over here. Uh, you gotta use the bathroom? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. And then I told you to turn the light off earlier. Anyways, um, they denied him, and they didn't never apologize or anything. But they had been sitting around. Well, he been sitting around them. That's on him for sitting in them type of environments. But anyway, he been sitting around them and listening and coming back and repeating some of the stuff and saying that it was in his heart that my kids wasn't his. It's just mad. You know what I'm saying? That's how much they had penetrated and saturated him, and to the point where he started feeling like that. Did his actions really change up? Not too much, but some. He could have did better had he not had that type of negativity. And so I'm just saying all that to say that, people influence people in certain ways, and influence and recruit others not to like you, maybe because maybe an experience they may have had with you, but sometimes, a lot of times, it's not even with you. It's something that they did in a subtle way. Because they looking at you with jealousy and envy and stuff like that, and they just want to find some way to bring you down. I can laugh because I just feel like God is, not even feel, I just believe God is in control, and He's on the throne. Because that thing triggered me so bad, because I'm so tired of people that gang up on somebody else, or even one person that's just so-called outspoken. But they don't even realize how rude they are, like rude and just ill manner. So, again, just going on record saying all that. They denied my children. I got a video that I posted on Facebook before showing where none of them spoke to my kids. My kids was out in the front yard just playing. They didn't speak, because that lets you know. They mainly, most of them turn their nose up. That lets you know, oh, we don't care about them younger generation, them kids. We don't gotta accept. That's why I don't call them family or consider them family. And I tell and I teach my kids, those are y'all relatives. Y'all was born because of y'all daddy and that bloodline, but I'm really, as much as I can, spiritually disconnecting y'all, and if I can naturally, I will, because you don't deserve to be treated like that. You coming in this world and you didn't do anything to them. So yeah. Anyway, but then they act like they want to know what's going on and all that stuff in the beginning. I mean, I have receipts. I have posts, and so I might post it on here, where it was when I was pregnant with my second son. I was sharing the news with him. When I'm pregnant, I'm happy, I'm excited. This is a new life and all that. And I was sharing the news, and I was telling the lady, well, I can't even call her a lady, but I was telling her, she's supposed to be my next door neighbor slash my well, not my next door neighbor, but my across the street neighbor slash my at the one at the well, my boys' great aunt, because it's their dad's aunt, their dad's sister. And I mean, I literally got it, and I'm gonna probably put her face in it and everything, where because that's how I am. That's where I'm at right now. I was telling her, I'm gonna have a baby shower, and I want everybody to come or whatever. And this is the thing, if y'all can't make it, I'm just letting you know. And she literally took all the she took all the invitations, and she even said, "Oh, you forgetting somebody," and wrote the name on there and all that. Like, she was gonna give my invitations to everybody. Honey, when the day come, there ain't nobody even come over and say, "I can't make it," no, nothing like that. And that's fine. And nobody called, no, nothing. But it was just the way that she did it. Oh, I'm gonna tell everybody. And then she goes on Facebook to say, "You disrespected our mom." But in my private inbox, she was not saying that. She was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do whatever I can to help." And I have the message, and I'm so glad that I have it, because I'm gonna post it on here today, because I'm tired of stuff like that just not being corrected, and some people just feel helpless, like, damn, I can't even say nothing, because she got so many that's with her, and that come against me and make me feel like I did something. But just, again, going on record, my neighbors to the right of me, which I'm the house that's on the end, but my neighbors to the right of me, they I sat down and sat at tables with them before. I've prayed, not prayed with them, but I've seen them bless the food and stuff like that, just to turn around and come out and use the same mouth that you just, you asked me to come over there and eat with you, and bless, and you blessing the food, but you calling me a dog, bitch, and a dirt. This is why I do not, and I refuse, and I got that footage as well. But this is why I refuse to be fooled by, it's just a lot of trickery and deception going on. I'm just not. I'm not putting elderly people up on a pedestal. I'm not putting nobody up on a pedestal, for that matter. But I'm not looking down on younger people. I'm not, what I'm saying? God knows the balance. So, and with discernment, you'll know too. You'll know how to deal with people. And it's like that. It's on it seems like it's on such a major level that, if somebody else new move in the neighborhood and they can get to them, they will recruit and say, "Oh yeah, stay away from that one." You know what I'm saying? Off of there, because they the ones that really did something to begin with, and it just be so funny to me. It's funny, but it's not. It's crazy to go through and endure. I mean, that thing literally tries to beat you up and tear you apart, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and what I'm saying, if they can get to you physically, of course. I mean, even one of the members in the bloodline told me, this girl tried to do such and such, and we beat her up, and we did it, and and my thing is, heck no, I don't want y'all putting your hands on me, because for one, I'm not gonna take it like she did or whatever. Ain't no telling, but But why? Why do y'all feel like y'all superior to somebody to feel like y'all can, But I didn't get all in the details. They told me some of the details, and I was like, sucks for her. And going on record saying that the neighbors to the right of me, the ones across the street, the ones diagonal to like going to the left, if I'm looking at my house, I just don't deal with them. I never really had any issues or anything with them, but I don't deal with them at all because I don't like some of the activities they engage in, and that's just that. And they done had little stuff go on about the first week that they got here or so, whatever, just attracting bad energy and stuff. And I don't get into energy and vibes and all that, but just attracting bad whatever it is, bad matter to the neighborhood. When I have participated in prayer. I don't know who else prays much behind their closed doors, but I actively pray, ask God for peace over here and to sweep out gang activity, drug trafficking, things like I sure have. Um, Bullying spirits, things like that. And let's see, it's one that lives down in a cul-de-sac. If you go down the first cul-de-sac, if you leave in my house, go out to the right. I was fine with. I'm not gonna say that I'm not fine with her, but I was fine with her. She was one of the more trustworthy ones. But I guess what I'm saying. Everybody has that. I feel like God has that point where He just, you know, I still want you to be separate because I don't want you to rely on somebody else. See, I could have started relying on her and just going to her for any and everything when really God already said I have power in my house and I have power on the inside of me. He's empowered me to do what He's called me to do. I don't have to go. And it's good to link up with another believer and stuff like that. But yeah, she's been one of the most genuine ones or whatever. But, um, that other one, honey, and she don't even be over here like that no more or whatever. But when she comes, she still try to stir up stuff. Been stirring up stuff, and I mean, just been lying, lying, lying. I can go down the list of lies, lied on me to my daughter's side of the family. Told that I disrespected her, all types of stuff. After she said she did something for me in my household, and the funny thing is, I wish I had a recorder on her that day. But she was like, "You don't got to tell nobody that I did it. This and the third. We ain't got. And next thing I know, she was like Ezel, and she went hollering and telling everybody, "Oh, I did this for her," and she started putting on Facebook, "I sowed my seed on stony ground." And see, that's the example of people will start using the Bible and cliches and stuff like that, and really try to condemn somebody and make somebody. And I was just like, "Oh Lord," and make somebody truly believe what they're saying. Baby, if that ain't crazy, I don't know what is. Her picture should definitely be next, one of the second or third ones in the book, next to the word crazy. But anyway, and all I say when I say that, I just say, hey, you need some kind of asylum. You need some kind of, rehabilitation. But it's her, it's them. It was some other little boys in the neighborhood that was coming around here. They don't live right over here, but they can walk in the neighborhood and come and play with the kids and stuff. And I seen one of them putting their hands on my child. And see, I never interacted with this person's parent, with these boys' parents anyway. But I went to the house one day because my door got broken over here, and I seen one of them put their hands on my child from across the street. And I went over there and I told, and the mama, the message was supposed to be, "Oh, I'm glad I wasn't here because I beat her ass and stuff like that." What? Just for telling you that you need to correct your children's behavior? Why are you so offended? If they did something, they did something. See, it's too many people like that in the black community, and probably in all communities. But I'm talking about my community, my neighborhood, and it's black people with the same color skin as me. This is not no skin issue. This was a behavior, outwardly appearance, behavioral problem, maybe an internal mental issue, but it was definitely a spiritual issue. It was a sin issue. Like, you got something. For you to pop off at somebody because they're telling you to correct your kid's behavior, you know what I'm saying? You got too much going on. So anyway, didn't bother with that no more, but they didn't really come down here no more, so that was the end of that. Because I speak with authority, and I mean what I say, and that's just that. When it comes to my kids and my household and my life. Let me see. There's one that silently speaks to me in the neighborhood and whatever, and she throws her hand up. She's cool. When I did tell her, I told her something about what her child had did. Her child had thrown a rock or something through somebody's window, and that person had called the police. I didn't go and tell that I seen who did it, but I went to the parent. I said, "Let me tell you something." She didn't call the police, and we did see him throw the rock through the window, and I'm just letting you know as the parent. And she every now she just throws her hand up at me all the time, whatever passing by, like she appreciates me telling. But I still don't bother with her because people feel some type of way when you try to correct their kids and their behavior, or whatever. Um, Still speaking from the horse's mouth, my children's fathers, they have plotted against me. They have came against me, for one, personally, on a personal level. Then they plot again. They get link up with other people to come against me. Then they linked up with each other to even try to come against me. And and I would post their mug shots on here because I got pictures of them, but I just left it. It ain't for right now. But yeah, they do that, plot against me or whatever to try to, I don't know, just want to see me fall. One of them had told me I was his downfall. The other one, he probably said all types of stuff, but I'm not gonna repeat it right now. But just letting y'all know what it is, like what it's been. Just nastiness on top of what I've already spoke on all these videos. Anyway, it really, is consistent. And just try to make me feel like I have nobody. They know that I'm not close to my family. I don't really interact with my family and stuff. With those that I'm gonna just say my bloodline, because I don't really deal with my people up close and personal as family, because they, again, horses now, they participated and engaged in stuff too. To me, it's not enough to where I don't hate anybody anyway, but it's not enough to where I'm not gonna say it's not enough. It was more than enough, but it's just I don't go. They know what it is, and I don't go back and forth with them. They don't go back and forth with me, and they kind of just they give me my space, and that's whatever. So then this gave these people opportunity to feel like, oh, she by herself, she ain't got this, that, and third. And of course, my grandma, who's now passed on, she used to come down here all the time. She doesn't come, so they feel like, who she got now? I always got God on my side for one. Period. And I don't dismiss him, and I don't try. I hope he don't dismiss me. So that's just that. And when you got him, he's more than the ones that comes against you. So I've been over here for 11 years, and again, just been plots and plans, to whether to get me out of here or just also to. It could be intention for something worse, but God didn't allow it to happen. I'm still here. He got me here for His purpose and His reasons. But that video just triggered me because I'm just like, yeah, that has happened to me. I get tired of one person saying something to somebody who just simply asked a question or did something that's genuinely and authentically them. It's signature to their personality, and you may not understand it or you may not agree with it, but you don't gotta be nasty about what you're telling, what they're asking or inquiring about or whatever. So they've done all types of stuff to me, and I've seen stuff happen. Some people came out their mouth wrongly, and I seen them get beat up. I've seen even the little boy who's, I don't even know why he's trying again, but who's trying to start little stuff or whatever now. We heard, like he said something about my son. He started laughing at my son. I think he might have fell off his bike then. Not my son, but the boy. And he got jumped by the other two little boys. And see, that's the thing. The other two boys who was basically a enemy, or have some younger folks say it, the ops or whatever, they turned on him too. And he was not saying that he's not the ops, but they turned on him once he laughed at my son and just tried to engage in little stuff that they was doing. He got beat up. He got, they said they hit his head into the brick wall and stuff. But that's my thing. I'm like, why would you even continue to? Did you forget what happened or whatever? But I seen another one get beat up just for even speaking in my direction, speaking towards me in an ill manner. Other ones I've seen, nothing happened to, or seemingly nothing happened to. Others I've seen, like I said, I've seen God allow for the removal by death of natural causes, or something happened on another side of town or whatever to somebody or whatever. So I'm just like, and I do believe that God avenges those that those that He calls His, those that belong to Him, those that serve in Him, those that's marked by Him as righteous, those that set apart by Him. I'm not just being funny when I say that. This is biblical. So anybody feel any type of way, oh well, what I'm saying, it's in the Bible, it is what it is. If you don't believe the Bible, then that's a you issue or whatever the case may be, and it is what it is. But I've experienced this stuff, and it have not been black people. It have not been white people. It's been black people. It have not been it's been cops sometimes or whatever, but that's only when somebody else introduce or bring a cop in. Because other than that, if I call the cops, I have had, and I haven't called the cops on people over here like that. Only when me and my daughter's father was going through stuff. But if I call the cops, they're not coming at me with negative energy. Or a lot of times, I haven't had bad interactions with the cops. Um, the other day I did have that lady standing out there with her hand on her gun or whatever, like when she first approached me. And like I said, I got the whole footage. But um, yeah, cause her guess what? Cause her body cam can't see her doing that. Her body cam can only see when she's walking up to somebody. So I got that part of it or whatever. But again, just going on record saying what my mom have done to me that I know of is, of course, some to me some things have been hidden and uncovered up where I feel like it's pertinent information that I need to know. God have even given me a dream and showed me, that there was something there's some stuff she didn't want me to know, and I don't know what all it's about. But of course, she made me have an abortion when I was 17, or told me I had to get out. Of course, I was like, gosh, I don't know how old I was, but some age. I was maybe 15 or something like that. And I left the house. And then when I came back, she was like, go on back where you came from. I'm not your mama. So those are two things that stand out. And that don't, you know what I'm saying? It don't necessarily trump all the positive things that she did, like raising me, having me in a household, feeding me this, that, and the third. But I can just say that the scale try to tip a little heavier in that direction when it's stuff like that. Because to me, abortion is murder. And just telling a child that came out of your womb that you're not their their mom, to me that's kind of evil. So I'll leave it at that. If my mom has some evil stuff about her, it's been very subtle. And I really think it's more bitterness towards whatever my dad did and whatever else she might have went through with my daughter. I mean, not my daughter, but my sister's dad and stuff like that, or whatever the case. But I don't know. Only God knows the details. My dad, of course, spoke over my life negative stuff. I had speaking that I got issues and I'm crazy and stuff like. I don't know if he said crazy, but I know he said you got issues. You got issues. We all do. The issues of life. But when you're somebody's dad and you are able to help that person to even with the Dr. Dre situation, I don't know all the details, but a lot of people saying he should have cut her off. But she got a right to speak her truth. I don't know the details. I'm not getting into that part. She got a right to speak her truth, just like I'm speaking mine now. Honey, I ain't getting mine. I'm speaking mine for very cheap. I ain't getting nothing. She getting publicity, attention. She got to GoFundMe, all that stuff. But um, people just feel like you cannot speak up about what's really going on. Your truth. Yeah, we be trying to keep family issues in the family, but in my case, I go and sit down and try to talk to people peacefully. They don't like what I'm saying, so they dismiss me. We don't never get to finish the conversation. So after that is tension. It's not nothing peace. It's oh, I got a problem with you now because you know too much. You know what I'm saying? You remember too much. Somebody even have told me before how you remember stuff from when you was 3 and 4 years old. Because I'm not stupid. I'm not an idiot. I know what happened to me. I ain't saying I remember nothing on the first day I came out my mama's womb. But shoot, if somebody, yeah, I don't know who claims that, but if they did, I'm not gonna try to take that away from them. But and I ain't trying to be funny when I say this, but this was a pothead, somebody who smoked a lot of weed and trying to tell me, and I'm like, baby, just because your brain cells may be dying from you smoking silly weed all the time, that is on you if you can't remember that far back. But I'm just, yeah, I was triggered. That's what I was upset about. Like, I wasn't even on here 15 minutes ago. I need to upload that video anyway, but yeah, when I was doing my little fake mukbang or whatever, and then I was triggered because I seen something. It was like, y'all need to stop trying to bully people and stop trying to get people to rally against you. Like what I'm saying, like I meant rally against somebody else with you. But what I'm saying right now, honey, don't nobody else gotta agree. It's nice if people do understand where I'm coming from and they can agree, but don't nobody gotta agree because it is what it is. I still see it for what it is. Nobody has been able to sway me or change my perspective or anything and my opinion and what I see as truth and facts of these matters that I'm speaking on. Because I'm the one been in it, I've been experienced it, I've been enduring it, and it's been, I ain't gonna tell nobody it's been easy. It's been rough, it's been tough. But so many in this community they rather you have it rough. Because whether they had it rough 50 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever, oh no, you need to have it. Why? I thought we wanted better for our younger generations. Which one do you want? So, bunch of confusion. It's so I always say it's inverted. The enemy got it inverted. He's definitely perverted a bunch of stuff, and guess what we at? But my stepdad, I love him. I was thankful for him, but he don't run me either. Whatever he decided to do regarding my mom and helping me, thank you. I don't owe you nothing. I mean, I don't even have to give you a thank you. You did that. I'm saying thank you. I don't owe my life to that person. I don't know who's calling my phone. Probably nobody that I need. Oh yeah, Skim Lakely, of course. But what was I gonna say? My grandma, when she was living, thank you for, she would take us to food banks when we ain't really had much in here, stuff like that. Give me the ride, thank you. Sometimes she wouldn't want no gas, or she might have needed it, or felt like she needed gas money, but she would take us just because we were hungry. It's the principle. It's them my grandkids, they gotta eat. And dang, they calling back. Let me find out y'all be calling back. But yeah, they gotta eat, and it was when other people wouldn't. Granted, I'm gonna say this: we've always pretty much had a shelter over our head and protected in that type of manner. But there was stuff that people could have did that would have been more beneficial. It's been talk of, when thunderstorms come and power go off. Oh, she grown, and I know, and I can literally hear the person who's saying it was said by my mom or whatever. She grown. Okay, I am grown, but guess what? When I was 17 and I wasn't grown, you made a you made a, you know what I'm saying? You made a certain decision for me about my body and stuff like that. It tries to throw me. I think I'm gonna go outside and get this breeze or whatever, because I love that breeze. But anyway, I'm just tired of bullying, and I hope God, like, literally just cut that down. People will learn to be graceful and allow other people to speak and get their side out, whether it's true or not, whether it's, just let them get there. Now, I can understand you not want to hear blatant, flat out lies, but, sometimes it's tough for people to express stuff and even remember some stuff the way it happened, because of the trauma that have set in from whatever they went through. But give people that grace that you will want to be heard and hear your side of the story and stuff like that. And then when you come to the conclusion, or you see that, oh dang, my bad, we made a mistake, that was a misunderstanding, apologize, repent, and turn away. But no, honey, I had somebody tell me, I've been meddlesome. They cried. I've been meddlesome and this, that, and third. I'm so sorry. My husband's mom do that to me, and cried right here in my household, shed tears, but continue to do the same, similar, and worse, honey. No, you went harder. What in your heart and whatever can provoke you to continue to go harder besides the enemy? Your heart is hardened, but it's like your whole being is being hardened to the truth. A truth that you admitted to, but then you turn around. Now that's not good. So I'm just speaking on stuff like that because it's still happening. It's still going on. My mom never apologized to me for doing that shit. When I mentioned it to her, she stood on it. She was like, I sure did. He can blame me. I told her that my daughter's father blamed her for it happening and stuff. And she said, well, he can blame me. I'll take the blame. She said she was confident in it. And, she has to stand before God. I don't got no heaven or hell to put her in, even though it was done and done. And I wasn't condemning her to hell. I was just, letting it be known. And she was like, I'll take it or whatever. Because a lot of times people know the reasons why they made the decisions they made. And she didn't share it with me. It is something that affected me and hurt me. And even to this day, I think about it, but it doesn't deeply hurt me because, of course, fast forward, I'm glad I don't have another child with this dude to cause me more heartache, because you took you took one of my children, so I know you would have tried to take the other one. And then the one who, again, always go back to the one who made the phone call for him to even get my child. My child was already communicating with her dad, but she was following my instructions and waiting on me to come back. She, at a certain point in time, you didn't know what was going on, so okay, you got your other living parent here that you got the option of going with. But somebody else outside my household made a call, and again, that person didn't even get their own children, so they meant it for some other type of reason. They had another agenda. and not to mention the fact that the reason why I was up there anyway was initiated at the location that they're at. So you know what I'm saying? You gotta know the intricate details to what's really going on. These neighbors, these aunts, these, so-called all these relatives and stuff. When you're looking on somebody's relationship that really goes on behind closed doors, and you don't know everything, you need to be careful of the judgments you pass and stuff. And even when somebody asks a simple question, I look at people sideways. I ain't finna front. But I be careful not to mistreat people because of the way they think or feel, and it's not like mine. It's different. It's okay to be different. So, like I said, I'm more than likely gonna post as my thumbnail that message that I seen the other day. Because, honey, you ain't gonna, y'all been lying on me for, I mean, definitely long enough, but you ain't gonna make it seem like I'm the one that's doing stuff. I mean, and it got to the point where it's pretty much she got to a desperate point. Like, when I spoke on it on here the other day, but my lawnmower started smoking, and she called the fire department. It's funny. It's funny to watch, but it's like you that offended by my stuff not even working right. You won't, instead of you buying me one or letting me use yours, you rather try to draw some attention to my house. Nobody was in danger. I'm not saying that smoking stuff can't catch fire. Trust me. But you interfered so much with me not to have the help from my children's fathers and other people to cut my yard. She seen my grandma cutting my yard one time. She gave her kudos. Oh, you're so strong, this, that, and the third. Told her you know what I'm saying? Helped her, how to help her because she was basically, my grandma was like to her an elder and this, that, and the third, and that's what they do. But you don't know, my grandma might be talking about you behind these closed doors. My grandma was like, I'm just gonna be honest. You know, my grandma, she's not here to defend herself or whatever. She did speak to me about, ooh, what's going on over there? And I'll do know, I'm not gonna say everything, but this is the one that you putting up on a pedestal. So I just thank God for keeping me hidden, keeping me undercover, whatever it is for Him, and I'm, serving out His purpose, not for everybody to know and all that. And I don't even fully understand it myself. I'm just thankful to be in a number. And I pray He continues to still empower me and uplift me. I did not mean to make this many videos within this short time frame because I ain't uploaded my other one yet. But I just really wanted to say that because, man, I don't want nobody to be able to come and tell nobody, oh, yeah, if anything was happening to me or if I was to come up with or anything. I hope I don't. I trust God that I won't. If I'm missing, honey, just know I'm enjoying myself. But, yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna say most part, 99.9%, I'm enjoying myself, and that is that small percent that something could be wrong. Cause if I'm not taking care of my kids, that's not me. But yeah, I don't want nobody to be able to say, yeah, we treated her so good, we respected her, we loved her. I don't want people walking around wearing me on no shirt, wearing me on no mask, no nothing, because it's fake. It'll be fake love. You didn't give me my flowers while I was here, so don't try to do it now. Again, I'm not saying this if I'm going anywhere anytime soon, but I never know. You know, I want to remain with my kids, but a lot of people try to make it hard for me or whatever. So it's tough, but I'm sorry, y'all. I really got gas. I done ate that food. I done ate that, basically that seafood boil or whatever. But yeah, I just want to put it out there. And even again, before my grandma passed, she said something towards me, speaking on my name. They have called me stupid. They have called me all types. I'm talking about it in an insulting way. It's one thing to say, "Oh God, that was so stupid that you did," but no, they have labeled me as stupid. They said my kids was gonna be stupid. This was my next door neighbor's wife, the one who I got the footage of from the other day. His wife, she said, "You stupid, and your kids gonna be stupid." Let me tell y'all something about her. She told me that her ovaries drew up. Her mama scared her so bad about having babies that her ovaries drew up. And I just feel like because you seen I had kids running around out here, y'all be wanting something to happen to my kids at my household, and you know what I'm saying. Y'all wish that they were stupid and dumb. Now they got their ways, but they all right. They next to normal. They different, but they next to normal. He said, of course, her husband spoke something about my kids. I said, no, don't insult my kids. You can do that with your own, I guess, but don't insult mine. Other people, oh, they so-called great aunt, you and your dirty kids. And I guess she felt like this because my son had told her he had a ringworm that was pretty much untreated, and it was because I couldn't get to the doctor. My mom ended up taking my son to the doctor and stuff, but his dad had a whole vehicle that was working, and I kept mentioning, nobody knows that except for God and the people in this household. I kept saying, can you take him to the doctor, whatever he needs to get rid of this ringworm? Oh, that's VV tries to be a comedian, a funny dude. Oh, that's a 2000 ringworm or whatever. And then my son goes across the street and tells the aunt, he's just having casual conversation. And then she hauled out and yelled, yo, dirty kid.
I'm like, honey, you better be careful because he probably picked that wingworm up at your brother's house, or he picked that up on somewhere on y'all side. It wasn't over here in my house, but that's what she said. Stand on that, baby. Stand on it, cause my kid, you want to say my kid's dirty, then of course you start talking about my appearance and how my hair, nappy head, cause I cut my hair off and stuff like that. You nappy head when we all, most of us got 4C or or I don't want to say worse because it's not bad hair, but most of us got that texture of hair. We laugh. I guess because I wasn't getting perms no more, and I didn't care. When you got a perm, honey, they ain't calling you nappy, this, that, and third. Just so that's ignorance to me, but it's still meant to be mean. It's meant to try to hurt somebody's feelings. Then she was another time when she said she was gonna slice me up, all types of stuff, man. And I didn't record a lot of stuff, but some stuff I have. But people have just been mean. I've watched people snare their nose up. I do got a picture of their mom in the store. She didn't speak to my sons. Again, you was literally 2 feet away. She didn't speak to him. She just tried to ignore him like they wasn't here. Girl, I'm not you act like I'm about to put the responsibility on you. Now, granted, you should as one of the older living members in their bloodline, but nobody gonna force these kids on you. And and she didn't speak as the older, so-called elder person, and I didn't make my kids speak, and they ain't disrespectful for that. This is the same lady that denied my kids, that aided to deny my kids. So, and she denied their daddy too. But we got this thing called forgiveness. I guess he forgave, but when it comes to me, they have the hardest time forgiving. They be the younger generations, my peers. Now let me get to them. They be mad because I even see the truth of the matter, and I don't have a problem addressing somebody that's older than me. They don't like that. So I'm like, baby, y'all better pick what y'all want. Y'all want these people to keep lying to y'all, go ahead. Or y'all want to hate me so much because I see the truth. Now let us continue to get caught up to the early graves or whatever the case may be, the jail cells. Okay, well, y'all hold that down. I don't want no parts of that. That's ugly. That's a mess. That's disorderly. It's confusion. It's evil. It's corrupt. No, thank you. Let me get off here because I know I ain't got that much space on this device already. It's another one that I needed to upload, but I'll probably be back to speak on what other folks have done to me because I ain't forgot, honey. The Bible do say love keeps no record of wrongdoing, but God gave me a brain and a memory for a reason, and I do believe it's dangerous to forget certain things. That's just my spiritual take on it. I don't feel convicted on that. I do agree with the word, even in saying that. Hey, God, it's the reason why you haven't allowed me to forget this stuff. Because I feel like I could walk into the same traps if I forgot. So that's pretty much that. That's what I think it is. But let God be true and every man be a lie. Like, I'll leave it at that. But I'm gone for now. But I might be back on soon, sooner than I think and know.